The funny thing is, I wanted to start today's episode with whoop whoop, that's the sound of the police, but I'm not going to, because as of today I don't find it funny again. And you guys know that I try to give you the very best in terms of joke, in terms of gist, in terms of reality, and all the fun stuff. I don't like to brag, so if you see me bragging, just know that it's my nature. It's my nature. Well, I decided to do this thing where I start each episode with a fun fact. And apparently, it's been said that you're more creative in the shower. I'm not even going to fight this, because honestly, I'm very much creative in the shower. Like, I'd be in the restroom and I'm spitting out lines. Well, let me just put it this way. Most times, most of my topics, most of my write-ups on Medium. And again, if you're not on my if you're not on my Medium page, what are you doing? You're missing out. I write really weird ass shit. So if you like weird ass things, then you should check out my Medium page. Well, not all the time, but like sometimes I'm pretty weird on it. Yeah, so a lot of all my ideas come when I'm in the restroom, in the shower, in the toilets. If you find yourself being really creative in the shower or in the restrooms or whatever, I think you should just be like me. A lot of times when I'm going to the restroom, I just carry a pen and a paper, and I receive revelations and visions and instructions on how to live my life. Be more like Shadi. I always tell you guys to be more like me, but you don't listen. Well, that's that on that. Welcome to the 2016 podcast. I feel like saying Happy New Year to you guys, because this is the first time I'm being with you this year. Oh my days, this is the first time we're being intimate. Well, I'm super elated. I'm very excited to be back, to be doing this with you guys, to actually be with my listeners again, because you guys are like the very best. Thank you for everyone that checked up on me while I was MIA. Thank you to everyone that checked up on me while I was MIA. Thank you to everyone that thought about me. Thank you. I'm going to give a special shout out to an amazing human being, because part of the reason that I decided to stay away from podcasting was because I was trying to give I just always said to myself, Shadi, mics are expensive, yeah. But niggas, someone got me a mic, and I'm pretty much excited about that. And one day I'm going to be able to have him here. He's more like a finance person. He's more like he's so serious. So when we're having a very deep ass conversation, maybe about the economy, about creativity, or something, I'm going to have him on here. Today we're going to be talking about dealing with inconsistency. Now, if you know how they say, if you have certain issues, you should go to specialists. You've come to the right spot. When it comes to inconsistency, I can give you guys the gist, the juice on it. And I'm not trying to tell you guys to be inconsistent with your life, and I'm not trying to glorify inconsistency. I'm just here telling you that I've experienced it, I have lived it, it has been my reality for a pretty long ass time. And I think I have found a way to get out of it. I think I have found a way that I am implementing, a way that I am working hard on to ensure that it sees the light of the day, basically. But first, you all might be like, but Shadai, what's inconsistency? I'm sorry, I tend to start most of my episodes with trying to define the terms, because I feel like once you have that definition taken care of, it just kind of scales a whole lot of hurdles for you, right? So for me, I think inconsistency is the inability to follow through with a certain pattern, irrespective of the end result you've seen. I think end result is like a tautology, end result. Oh well, irrespective of the result that you're expecting, right? So I'm going to pretty much, this episode, I'm going to be making a lot of reference to workouts. It's just like saying you're pretty much in a plus size and you want to like get slim, or you're on a slim size and you want to get thicker. You know what the end goal is, you know what the end result is, you know the kind of clothes you want to see yourself in by the end of the year, but you just don't have that drive, that zeal to go through with it. That's what inconsistency is to me. I always tell people that my most effective years was during the lockdown. My most effective, like the year that I really took my life into, the time I really took my life and my years, like my everything into like real intensity. Like I was really intimate with myself. I really understood myself. I understood my body. I understood my eating habits. It was during the lockdown year. Immediately they announced the lockdown. The next day, my sisters and I worked out from the beginning of the lockdown till the very end of the lockdown. And one day I'm going to have them here and we're going to talk about it. But you know the very funny thing, that level of inconsistency left. And right now we're really battling hard with getting that figure back. We're really battling hard with getting that body back. And well, like I told you guys, today is all about inconsistency. I'm going to tell you how I'm dealing with it, how I dealt with it, and what I am doing to be a better person. Okay, so I think it's very important to say that every single thing, good or bad, has its own reason behind it and has its own result at the end of it, right? So it's like saying, if you decide that you want to eat right, there's a reason you're going to decide to want to eat right, and there's an expected result you want to see from eating right, basically. And the same thing goes with inconsistency. There's so many causes of inconsistency, but we're going to just categorize them into the major ones that we experience and the psychological factors. Guys, I told you guys that you guys came to a specialist in inconsistency. So take your pen and papers, right? And just listen. And if you're like me, anything like me, and you like a very good glass of wine, please take that right now because you're going to need it. I mean, I don't have it, but you get it. Maybe subsequent episodes, I'm going to actually have a glass of wine. I'm going to be sipping and spitting. Damn, guys, I'm on fire today. Let me not burden you with my lines. I'm not in the restroom, by the way. So yeah, like I said, we're going to have common causes and psychological factors. The common causes that we experience, or I have experienced when it comes to inconsistency, I've dealt with lack of motivation or passion. So you might actually like something, but that motivation to keep on doing it, that motivation to keep on going, is just not there. We have other things like poor time management and prioritization. We also have things like external factors, events that happen over time that it's not within your control. So things like you lose a loved one, things like you lose a job, things like you get married. I didn't mean to, I'm not even trying to make marriage sound nasty, but certain things happen in your life and you realize that, I can no longer live my life this way. So you have to find corners and cut corners and do all that. But we're looking at these three things we just mentioned on the common causes. It's basically what almost everybody experiences. I don't want to say everybody. I don't like generalizing my problems. Sorry. Yeah, but most of what we say that we deal with, so that brings about inconsistency, is lack of passion and motivation, and poor time management and prioritization. I'm not even going to lie, I tend to find I know that I need to get this so and so thing done, but you see myself, ask my siblings, ask about me. Once I start a series, once I start a movie, I need to see it through. I need to finish that shit. Because if I don't, my head is not going to be at peace. It's literally not going to be at peace. No matter how nasty a movie is, that's the bad side. That's one bad thing about me. No matter how nasty a movie is, as long as I've started it, I need to complete. I need to just finish it. Just finish it, niggas. So even if I do have pending tasks, so let me just give you an example. Even if I do have to edit my podcast, because I started that movie, I need to finish it. It's just a nasty ass behavior, and that's where inconsistency breeds from. So you might be experiencing things like, you're not motivated enough to carry out certain duties. You notice that you're not prioritizing the things you should prioritize, right? You want to I told you guys on the onset that I'm going to make a lot of reference to losing weight because that's where my life is now. I'm at the journey of being fit and healthy, and I know what a fit and healthy Sade looked like. I know what she's meant to look like. So pardon. Yeah, so you want to lose weight, you want to get fit, you want to be healthy, but you are not giving gym time. You're not giving the Pilates, you're not giving the yoga, you're not giving the walking time. It's not going to show, right? You need to put the time to it. If you're going to say I'm going to work out 1 hour every 4 days in a week, then you do that. If you're going to say, oh, what's of a higher priority to me right now is getting some certificates, getting married, getting married, having babies, then you have to do it. Don't let inconsistency drive you. Trust me, it's going to drive you crazy, because what you're going to realize is you get to a certain point where you're going to look back and you're going to be like, sugar, if I have done so at so time, I wouldn't be here. And what's worse than I wouldn't be here, not actually being there. So you need to actually understand yourself. But we're going to get to the part on how to deal with inconsistency, but I'm just going to drop this little point here. You need to really understand yourself. You need to understand what works for you. Mind you, because somebody works out 2 hours in the gym doesn't mean you have to work 2 hours in the gym. You need to understand your body. You need to listen to your body. If you realize that, oh, I read better at night, you need to utilize your morning to do whatever you know that is going to disturb your reading at night. My loves, I might preach into the choir, I might preach into the congregation rather. I want to be looking at the psychological factors also. Remember I said the common causes where we had lack of motivation and passion, we had poor time management and prioritization, and then we had external factors, things that are way beyond your control. So the psychological factors are also 3. I have fear of failure or success, we have perfectionism and procrastination, and then we have self-doubt and lack of confidence. I like to kind of just intertwine fear of failure or success with self-doubt and lack of confidence. Sometimes you really feel like shit. I was telling my partner the other day, oops, did I say it? Oh my days, I told you guys. Well, I was telling my partner the other day that sometimes, like I told you guys at the beginning, I write a whole lot. Like I freaking write a whole lot. During my service year, I wrote a freaking ass book, like a big ass book. I've not typed it out. I don't intend on typing it out. During my service year, I did write a lot. Like I did have like 3 books that were just about writing poems, writing my sad life stories, and all that yada 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 yada. I don't think you're gonna be interested. Why? You see, now I'm pulling myself down. But I was super afraid of 2 things. I'm always super afraid of 2 things in my writing. It's going to be so good that you're going to be expecting more good from me, or it's going to be so nasty that you're not even going to return to read more. That's exactly what fear of failure or success and self-doubt and lack of confidence brings. So at a point, I found myself not writing. I found myself at the point where I had no desire to write. But praise the Lord, people, I'm now writing. I told you guys this weird shit I've been writing lately, but some of them are really weird, others are like self-hacks and all that. But basically, I'm still advertising my Medium page. Go and check it out. It's She Writes, but you could always put click on the link tree, the link in my bio, and it's down there. You'll see. You know when you see it. So basically, we deal with fear of failure. Oh, we're going to be too good, or oh, we're going to be too bad. We deal with perfectionism and procrastination. Oh, people are going to expect you to always ace it. So you write your work one day and then you do like a very good analysis. You do like a very good project. People are always just going to expect you to be great. And then you're just going to realize that sometimes you're going to be like, oh, sugar, I'm going to mess this up. It's going to lead to you being inconsistent with developing yourself, being inconsistent with getting better. Because I think the perfect thing to life is the realization that today you can be good, tomorrow you're learning that thing that you're pretty good at. I think that's one very beautiful thing about life. There's no stop to learning. There's no halt to learning. So you have to keep on learning. You have to keep on developing yourself, right? You have to get that idea that, oh, you're not good enough. trust me, nobody that makes it that far really thinks they're not good enough. You have to be. I'm going to bring my one time fave back. I'm going to bring my one time fave back, Burna Boy, and that is one thing I like. He has like so much confidence in his craft. Mind you, sometimes I'm like, nigga, you're so proud. But when it comes to his craft, he knows that he's good. He knows that he is good. Burna Boy gives you back to back banger, like banger. That's like what understanding your craft could do to you, right? That's what. Go and listen to Burna Boy right from the beginning days, like beginning. There's no song you listen to that you say to yourself, oh, he missed on this one. There's no song I have listened to that I've said, oh, he missed on this one. Once you understand your craft, once you develop yourself, once you have a desire to get better, you're going to find out that inconsistency is just a walk in the park. We've been talking a lot about, the root causes, poor management, poor time management, lack of failure, lack of perfectionism. How about we talk about how to deal with inconsistency? Give you the little juice. The very, very first key that I think, no, I'm not going to put I think on this. The very first key that I know that you should have is self-awareness. You should understand yourself. Like I just gave an example of Burna Boy. He knows his craft. You need to understand yourself so well. You need to understand yourself to the point that you can say things like, oh, after 2 hours, my brain needs a little break. After 1 hour, 30 minutes, my brain needs a little break. After, my body needs to still have its desires. So I'm going to work out 4 times a week where I'm going to eat healthy and eat very clean. I'm going to have like a perfect nutrition. I'm going to have one cheat day. I think the world without carbs is a world I don't want to ever live in. Like, I can cut anything from my life, but you see, when it comes to food, it's God that's gonna heal me on that part, man. It's really God. So you need to really become self-aware. It's very important that you recognize and acknowledge your inconsistency. It's very important that you understand that, oh, this is where I'm lagging behind, this is where I'm messing up, this is where I'm fucking up. You have to understand the techniques for self-reflection and assessment. I always tell people that I really do, I don't want to say I really do care about, but people that I talk to and we talk about, dealing with inconsistency, time management and all that, I always tell them you have to like really understand what works for you and what doesn't work for you, right? You need to really understand that, oh, when I'm in this phase, I'm a little bit dull, I can't walk, I can't function. I was telling a colleague of mine once, I don't think I should say this, and I'm not going to say this, but I was telling a colleague of mine, okay, I just said I'm not going to say this, right? So let's not spill the gist yet. Maybe one day I'm going to spill the gist. But you need to be really self-aware. You need to recognize when you're being inconsistent. You need to do so constant. You need to give yourself. When I work in a corporate space, so we have like appraisals, quarterly appraisal, full year appraisal, yada 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 yada. You need to actually give yourself appraisals. You need to appraise yourselves. You need to set realistic and achievable goals. You can't say to yourself, oh, I want to lose all my belly fat in 2 weeks. You're gonna see videos like that's gonna help you, but to maintain a healthy weight loss journey, you might have to seek professionals, nutritionists. You need to just understand your body, self-assessment, self-awareness. Get to understand yourself, set realistic and achievable goals, because it gives you time to breathe. I'm going to give you guys a little gist. My goal then was by, I think it was 22, 25. Shadi, by 25, just get married. I'm not going to tell you guys the reason why I set that goal, but as I grew, well, as I became a little bit more matured, I realized that there's actually more to life. You actually have to work. You actually have to get money. And if you're gonna have kids, you're gonna need that money, you're gonna need that time, you're gonna need the emotional strength. Man, it was a lot. So I've repented from that particular goal. Every other goal is still in place, but it's that particular goal. I repented from it. So it's me and God on that matter. Back to becoming to knowing how to handle inconsistency. You need to create a structured routine or schedule. You can also employ tools for management, tools for time management and productivity, and you need to have accountability partners. Again, back to workout, I told you guys, you need to understand your body. So the structured routine, what works for my body, what doesn't work for my body, what do I need to start small and grow big, how do I get my load progressions, how do I get my rep progressions. Understanding is key. Like there's a way the Bible says it in Proverbs, he who lacks understanding he shall lack something. If you read Proverbs a lot, you're going to realize that you need the wisdom, you need understanding to actually move and navigate life. So it's the same thing with every single thing you're doing. If you're going to work out, you need wisdom and understanding. You need to understand, okay, this is how I need to do so and so thing. This is what works for me. So if you're going to have 4 days a week, you can do glutes on Monday, you could do abs, upper body on Tuesday, you could rest on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, do whatever works for you. Saturday, Sunday, you're taking walks, you're doing your Pilates, you're doing your yoga, you're moving your body. Honestly, you might not see that bang ass results in like 3 months, but you know what you're gonna be? You're gonna feel a whole lot better about your body. And I know that the end result is like sexy, but what's even greater is coming to that actualization where you actually feel better about your body. That's if working out and losing weight and being fit is your goal. I've been there, my loves, and I'm currently there where I feel a whole lot better about my body. And so there's nothing you can say to me now that's going to be like because I don't care about your opinion. Once it comes to my body, I really don't care about anybody's opinion. I work out, I go whenever I say things like I'm going on a journey or for weight loss or whatever, is when I start feeling like, your clothes are getting tight. But I'm trying to make it more of a lifestyle now, so walk with me. So basically, those are the things you need to put in place to actually overcome inconsistency. Inconsistency is not going to go, it's not going to fly off, it's going to always be there. That's the funny thing, but you need to understand how to manage it. So there are certain patterns that need to be followed in life to make it beautiful. And I really do hope that you're not trying to jump the hurdles, you're not trying to set unrealistic goals for yourself. I just really hope that you really come to understand really too much. I really hope that you come to understand what works for you and you stay on that path. Leaders, movers, shakers, pathfinders, trailblazers are people that understand path, are people that understand the journey, are people that, the perfect example I could use for this are farmers. They understand that they have to plant. There's a season where you're going to just be going back to back in the farm planting, but there's a season that the results are going to show and you're going to be like banger. Do you get? Yeah, so those are like methods, those are ways that we can deal with inconsistency. Now, the main thing here is how to become a better person. You have, after all this has been said and done, you have to actually become a better person. It's easier said than done. It's easier to set goals. It's easier to, have a routine, but you have to personally develop yourself. You have to have a mindset shift. You have to put yourself in a position where you're continually learning. You have to put yourself in a position where if you do fail during your journey, it doesn't determine the end result. It's just like saying, okay, I'm trying to lose weight in like 6 months, and by the sixth month you haven't seen that immense change, but you felt something, right? So to you might count that as failure, but it's a progress, it's a journey you're on, right? You don't just work out to lose weight and that's the end. You have to work out to even maintain your weight, right? You have to embrace points of failure. You say to yourself like, oh, I want to write my CFA at one sitting, but Nick, you failed. You give yourself a timeline for an exam for like, okay, a year, and then you actually fail the paper, which makes you carry over that exam like till the next year. You have to embrace failure, and you have to remember why you decided to start that paper at first. You have to build resilience and adaptability. You have to, like I said, you need that mindset shift. like I said, you need that mindset shift. You have to place focus on progress rather than perfection. You have to practice gratitude and positive thinking. I'm going to really point out that progress rather than perfection. And I'm going to use the gym. Or you know what, whatever. But I'm sorry, but that's just really what I enjoy talking about a lot. The gym. Progress rather than perfection. So sometimes you go to the gym and your goal is because he's lifting 150 kg, I'm only lifting 50 kg, and then one day you actually decide to lift your 50 kg, but man, you fall real hard. Where does progress rather than perfection come in? Progress is understanding that my body can take 50, so you're going to lift that 50. You're going to perfect your position with that 50. You're going to perfect your posture with that 50, and over time you see yourself, you're going to lift 70. Now, because you have built resilience, because you have built a sense of adaptability with your 50 kg, 70 kg is going to look like easy peasy. Then one day you're going to be on 80, one day you're going to be on 100, one day you're going to be on 150, one day you're going to be brushing shoulders in the gym. But what do you have to do? You have to understand that progress is way better than perfection. So many times we just want to get the cake ASAP. We don't focus, we don't listen, we don't do the work, we don't want to put in the work, and that has to stop, right? If you want to go far in life, you have to actually get your shit together and understand yourself. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. The reason behind moving should not be a strive for perfection. The reason you're going to the gym, the reason why you're writing exams, should not because I want to be perfect, but it's because you want to grow. Because as much as you're writing that exam now thinking you're the smartest in the room, there's somebody out there that's way smarter than you. So your aim for everything you do in life should be growth. We've spoken a lot about, I'm just trying to recap here. We've spoken a lot about what inconsistency is. We've spoken about the causes that we may experience. We spoke about procrastination, fear of failure or success, poor time management, self-doubt. We also looked at self-awareness, as ways of dealing with inconsistency. We looked at setting realizable goals that make sense. We looked at, having a structured routine. We looked at, why am I saying too many, but we looked at having accountability partners. We looked at understanding yourself, conducting self-assessments, conducting your own appraisal. Make sure that you keep to your KPI. And we also focused on how you can actually become a better person by constantly developing yourself, by having a mindset shift, by focusing on progress rather than perfection. As we do round up right now, I really want to encourage you to reflect on your life and all your experiences. I understand that we all have weak points, so you need to actually understand, this is my weak point, and these are my weak points, and these are my strong points. And you need to work on making yourself a better person. Remember that we are not out here striving for perfection. Well, the Bible said we should be perfect, though. We're here looking for progress. We're here looking for growth. We're here looking for channels to learn, channels to make mistakes. However, if you can avoid your mistakes, please do if you can. Yeah, but we're not going to let our mistakes define exactly what we want. My loves, we've come to the end of today's episode. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, and I really do hope that from today onward we are going to embrace a level of consistency. If you're still overwhelmed, if you're still a little bit overwhelmed, what I'm going to advise you do is you're going to take it one step at a time. So if you want to write that exam by whenever the exam comes up, start reading today. Take an hour every day and read. But then you're going to realize that, if I'm doing this in an hour, it's not going to be enough. You're going to have to increase it to 2 hours. But let yourself breathe and start the process, start the journey first. I can't wait to see how immensely you would have grown by December 31st. I can't wait to see them. I can't wait to hear the amount of progress you've made. I can't wait for you guys to see my body. Banger. Like, it's a major goal. It's a major project for me. Say whatever you want to say, but it's a major project for me. I have other things I'm working on that I don't really intend on sharing because, I don't know why actually, but honestly, the thing is just I really like talking about weight loss, healthy eating. I don't practice that one, but I just like talking about it. But yeah, while we're growing, while we're developing ourselves, I really do hope that we come to love the process, love the journey, enjoy it, and learn from it constantly. And by maybe 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, when we're talking to younger generation, did I just say younger generation? Hey, I'm old. When we're talking to like people that are younger than us, and we give life stories and life experiences, they're able to learn and hopefully not experience some of our failures, not experience some of our setbacks, because they're learning from people that stayed consistent to the dream, stayed consistent to the goal, saw the end result and stayed on it. They sat on it. We're now done, my loves. We're done today. I really do enjoy talking to you guys, and I love that you guys listen, and I love that I get my feedbacks. And again, I'm sorry for the delay. I'm back now, bigger, better, hotter, more intelligent, more prepared, more calm. I'm actually calmer now. So yeah, I do love every one of you. For everyone listening, please don't forget to share with your family, your friends, your loved ones, your partners. I know some of you out there have more than one, and I'm not here for you. I'm not here to judge you, okay? But I'm just here to tell you to please share with all your partners. Maybe they can be very consistent in loving you. Well, we've come to the end of today's episode. I do love you all, wishing you long life, peace, and prosperity, and I do pray that the Lord God grants also longevity. Bye everyone, I love you.